Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, good morning. Actually, kind of feels like good afternoon at this point. It's funny, I was emailing one of our rhinos this morning, and the gentleman lives in Europe. So when I wake up at like 4 or 5 in the morning when I'm working, I'm able to communicate with some people, right? Like if I go ahead and email someone in California, they're not going to be very fond. Hey, Ian, unless they're out from the night before, right? But when I email someone from Europe, they're 6 hours ahead. So 4 o'clock to me was 10 o'clock to the gentleman, in which case he responds, "What are you doing up this unholy, ungodly hour?" Something like that. And I responded, I'm always up at this time. The only reason I'm not on calls and stuff is because we have children, right? Like I can't be loud in the house. But when the weather gets a little better, maybe I'll take a walk around outside and wake up talking to like, I don't know, Sweden or Iceland or something. So that's kind of cool. All right, so we did our orientation yesterday. Super fun. That was super cool. A couple of things. One, I was receiving emails in real time while doing the orientation from those that were unable to get on it. At the same time, there were many people already on it. Now, the difficulty for me from that perspective is, I always think people should test it beforehand, but even still, I don't think that would have solved anything because how do you know you can't get on a webinar till the webinar is going, right? But secondly, when I'm doing the webinar, I'm unable to, especially when it's something that's being recorded and it's orientation, I'm unable to say, okay, guys, pause, let me go through emails and stuff. And I think everyone knows that, so I'm not commenting on anyone believing that I should have done that. But I guess thirdly is, I did take a look at the audience and I did see, hey, Frida, that there were many people on. So from my perspective, if everyone received the same directions, and many people used the direction, hey, Deborah, applied the directions and were successfully there, then there's only one of two possibilities of those that were unable to attend. Either A, user error, hey, Brian, in which case that's just like a fancy way of saying you did something wrong, which is fine. Everyone sees me do wrong things all the time. And or you might just have something with your system, a bug here and there. I saw that a lot of people emailed me and they were showing me the invite link to Happy Valentine's Day. They were sending me the invite link to the 10 a.m. webinar, which this is. Obviously, the RHINOHUB is an 11 a.m. webinar. So there actually is two different links. Like you're going to be registering to both. I did that purposely because I did not want to confuse the two. Those that register for RHINOHUB, it is conceivable that there is going to be a portion that are there for the education and not necessarily to see the 10 a.m. calls. In which case, if that's the case, then being reminded that there's a 10 a.m. call every day might end up being enough annoyance that they don't finish RHINOHUB. So we have to go ahead and protect the experience of anyone that's participating. For those that are in this call, we like being a part of everything. So that's a good thing. You totally are. So what I do want to cite is that if you were unable to get on the call yesterday, please make sure that you've applied to the correct call, which I'm actually, as I'm saying it, I realize I should probably give that to you since we're all here together. Let me pull it up. As I always say, I know you can see my face, but I can't see you. Okay. No, you mo. All right, hold on. All right, here we go. So I'm going to post in everyone. This is the web registration link for the RHINOHUB. Now, RHINOHUB will always be the same registration link. So that's just, I was able to, yeah. So a couple of things. Well, I keep saying a couple. Let me. Okay, so that is the registration link. So please make sure you register to that link. Secondly, what became very apparent yesterday, which is a really good thing, right, is two things. One, RHINOHUB absolutely is every second of my life. There's no way around it. To go ahead and pretend that I'm going to be able to teach a $100 and something thousand position that's in demand because nobody knows it, while I was just paying an agency to do it for me, is wildly optimistic. Well, wildly optimistic that I would just be able to, hey, let's do it. But the other side of it is there's nothing ever in the entire world I haven't been able to do except dunk a basketball and blow a bubble with bubble gum if I really tried. I even got to the point that I ran a 6-minute mile in high school, 6:34. But like, I was a fat kid in middle school. To run a 6-minute mile, I was happy to just complete the race. But so it is taking a lot for me to actually learn the material to then regurgitate it to you. And regurgitate isn't the correct word because a lot of the material is just text-based, and there's no more boring way to learn than to just read something. So there has to be video that accompanies it. There has to be hands-on activities, tests, things like that. Plus, we have a Salesforce account, right? So I also have to go through our account and see how I can do screen share and protect private information, security stuff, but at the same time, use what we have to the benefit of those participating in the class. So there is a lot, which actually goes to the point why I was up at 4 a.m. The point of me saying that is I don't actually, I haven't been on a team call with either RHINO, department heads or RHINO RVPs in over 2 weeks. It just doesn't exist in terms of timing. But here's the good part of that. Well, 2 things. I think everything I say is in 2 things. It must be a Gemini thing. But 2 things. One, for anyone to ever think they can compete with us, well, good luck. And if you can, God bless, right? It's a lot of work. But secondly, since we're recording all this, and this goes to what Deborah was saying for, thanks for the replay, is that not only are we recording it, but then we're taking that recording and putting it on the YouTube. On the YouTube, it has its own channel, Salesforce UX designer or whatever. What's cool about that is we're then taking that link and putting it into the email as a wrap-up call, like a follow-up email. Now, for those that think, okay, it's a follow-up email, that's cool, that's good. Wow, Ant, that was a really good follow-up email. In fact, we had a top 10, right? These are the 10 things you need to do. In which case, the follow-up email wasn't to outperform. It wasn't like, all right, I'm just gonna do extra because Anthony RHINO just wants to always do more, which is true. But because every part of this is going to be automated, not only the recording, but the emails as well, the emails we're then repurposing and building sequences in Kartra. The point of all this is everything that we're doing together is being recorded. Every email is being saved, every recording is being recorded, and every next step is being documented. What this allows us to do is then go ahead in real time, create sequences in Kartra that mimic or at least duplicate the experience we're having, which means everything that I just said is going to be automated from 20 days from now, which means effectively I'm able to duplicate myself because everything that we're doing to provide the, everything is going to live forever by itself, which means we can go ahead and say, run an ad. Hey, would you like to take a 21-day course to be a Salesforce certified, blah, blah, blah. We're seeing a 70% rate of people that go from Grocer to 100,000 a year position. We offer you full support. It's free. Would you like to click here? The second the person clicks there, they're getting a thank you email. That thank you email is saying, I hope you're ready for orientation Monday. Now, it doesn't need to give a date because the coding knows to send that next email upon the trigger Monday morning, 8 a.m. Meaning no matter when anyone ever participates, they're always going to have the same experience that you're having in receiving that orientation email Monday. Then after Monday's email comes Tuesday, right? So you're going to receive the Tuesday email. Now the Tuesday email is going to be what we're doing today, right? We're going to, in live, go ahead and record the entire curriculum today. We're going to then post it. We're then going to take notes on everything that's important of it. Then we're going to create a follow-up email for you. also create a secondary sequential email for the sequence so that the member that no matter when they join, whenever that may be, is going to get the same experience. What that means is no matter what we do, regardless of, well, not regardless, no matter what we do and all the metrics that we experience together are going to be scaled. So say, for instance, of the 49 people that are part of the initial RHINOHUB group, let's say the average person purchases one additional premium product like Rhino Wealth or Rhino Email or whatever, and 10% actually decide to participate in the agency, which we didn't even release yet, and 86% follow it all the way through, and 73% participate in Rhino Bucks at an average of $3.75 a week. Whatever those numbers are, I don't know what they are, whatever they are, we then can say, great, that means for every one person that comes in, these are the metrics that we receive. That's all free. It's scaled. It's already done. Like the work went in to do it. To reproduce it is simply pressing a button. So how much can we spend, or how much should we spend on marketing to equal the results we want to equal? So if our cost per acquisition, the cost of bringing on a new person, ends up being, say, I don't know, $1.50, right? Like $1.50 of marketing. Then we say, well, if we bring in 100 people, we'll bring in this much money. And if we want to bring in this much money, 100 people times $1.50 is $150. So we could start doing the math. Within RHINOHUB, you have many other things. Now, of course, you have the community as well. You have the Zooms. You have so much stuff that we're going to be able to keep constant touch points. And again, Rhino isn't a product. It's like a vision. It's we're going to get where we need to go. So, and RHINOHUB isn't going to be just this Salesforce curriculum. I actually thought we were going to do a different one every 21 days. And then I realized like I'm completely cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. While doing this one, there's no way I'm going to do another one in 21 days from now, which means we can just take the Salesforce one and replay it 3, 4, 5 times, and then say, okay, let's add to it. Let's do a Facebook one. Let's do a Google one. The idea being after, say, 4 or 5 months, we have a library of 4 or 5 different courses that people can really be, quite benefited by. All the while everyone, it's almost like, everyone's over there really, really happy, studying and loving life. Now I have the free time to say, okay, well, if everyone's happy, let me see if I could call some people. Let me introduce myself. Let me step into the class. Let me offer this new thing. Let me send out an email saying, hey, I see that your day whatever of this class, because we have the sequences, we could see it. I would like to offer you this idea or that. There's so much that comes with it. Because the name of the game is, can we go ahead and grow a community that organically grows by itself or with ads and stuff, but it grows because the value that's offered is everlasting. Or at least the loyalty or the good feeling or whatever. Now, all the premium products that are included in RHINOHUB are weekly products. For 2 reasons. There's that Gemini thing again. 1, we like recurring revenue. Rhino Bucks is built on recurring revenue. But secondly, these products are meant to retain the person for life. That's why they're such a low dollar amount, but they're also such high value. Rhino Agent or RHINOHUB is an agency. We just haven't offered the link yet. So when someone participates in RHINOHUB and they see that they had success, wow, I really learned a lot, or I was able to go from this position to that position, or whatever, they're going to have a firsthand knowledge, a firsthand experience of, wow, this was really great. When we then go ahead upon their graduation and share with them, in the last month, X amount of people joined. The average revenue per person was blank per week. We can offer you Rhino Agency for $25 a week and project that within immediately, you'll be making $75 a week. Completely hands-off, passive, because we're doing all the work. It's our agent, like we're doing everything. But we want, so it's almost like when you do the affiliate marketing strategy, it's okay, we would like to go ahead and connect with you. You like us, we like you. You know people we don't know. So we would like to reward you for sharing with people you don't know. And inherently in that, it's, as much as the company tries to make it in the best interest of the affiliate, it's always in the best interest of the company, because the affiliate is getting affiliate offers from everyone, first of all. So they have to identify their time. They have to section it, right? Like if I go ahead as an affiliate and promote Rhino over here, well, can I really promote Nike at the same, like the people I know only have so much money. So I want to offer the best affiliate platform, meaning it's in the best intention of the company, not of myself, because I'm finite. I only have so many friends, but the company can reach out to an infinite amount of people. So I never really found much success with that. But what I will find success with, or what I believed, is instead of us building the program for you doing us a favor, how about we do you a favor? I'm doing all the work. RHINO is going to be completely automated. RHINO is completely scalable. RHINO is offering free value to everyone at such a level that no one's going to be able to compete with us, because Anthony is completely cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and Anthony wants to work himself into an early grave because Anthony wants to go ahead and save the world, right? Like that's what it might say on my epitaph or eulogy or whatever. But the point being, if that's the case, well, then can I just give that to you? Can I go ahead and share with you that it's going to cost me $60 a month for your agency site, which comes out to like $15 a week. But since RHINO likes to make money so that RHINO Bucks goes up and you're going to own RHINO Bucks and all the rest of it, instead of charging you $15, we'll charge you $25, which means you're worth $10 a week to us. At the same time, we can't guarantee anything, but we're going to do all the work to make sure that you're making 75, 100, 150, 200, 1,000, whatever the number is, in weekly recurring passive income. So if we said to you, hey, listen, would you go ahead and give us $25 a week so that we can go ahead and make you $200 a week? Now we're doing you a favor, in which case you're going to say, yeah, duh, why wouldn't I? And of course you're going to share it with others, and the people you share with are going to say, hey, I would like that same offer, blah, 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 blah. So it's all one big process, but it's all built on, can we go ahead and do something that no one else is, and I always say that no one else is doing, but that's kind of like a facetious sentence, right? Like you don't really know what anyone else is doing. You can't, it's impossible to know what anyone else is doing. And it's also kind of like a cheerleading sentence, right? Like we're the best, you're the worst, blah, blah, blah. In which case it really takes, that sentence is only believed by believers. It's not really believed by people that don't know the company, because they're like, well, how do you know you're doing something no one else does, like I just shared? But what is something that we can say is, are we working harder than anyone else? Are we doing something that takes more work than other people are willing to do? Are we doing something that takes more work than is available in the market? Because again, you got to remember what the market is. The people that dominate the market are the ones that have the most access, the ones that have the highest level of AI technology, the ones that have the biggest email list, the ones that have the most marketing spend. All of those things is what allows someone to make more money than someone else. Meaning they're not outworking anyone, they just have more resources. So is it fair to say that the people that are most successful in the market, we're not really competing with, because they're not competing with us on our level, and we're not competing with them on their level. We're competing with the people that are working every second of every day. And of those people, how many of them exist? How many of them are successful? And of those people, how many of them are creating a product or platform that is completely altruistic in terms of giving away everything to everyone with the mission statement of saving the world? I don't think that exists, right? Like I think you have to go to Captain America, you have to watch like Superman, you have to watch Batman, like those are the things. And maybe I'm a little bit childish in the sense that I believe in superheroes because I believe they're actual everyday people, but that's just who RHINO is. So I think we win with those competing with us. Ant-Man, I just do. So I'm going to continue doing that, and this is going to be the way this is built. So that's just kind of a little bit. I saw Brian, let me see, this also means that every 21 days you can start new ones based on the, because you do, no, absolutely. And what's even cooler is, God forbid we get to the point where someone like Brian or someone like whomever is like, Ant, you know what, I want to go ahead and, moderate a course, right? Like I want to do that. Obviously that's a longer conversation because Anthony's crazy. And and other people are sane. So other people might be like, all right, well, I'm going to sleep a little bit tonight. So we just got to make sure that you stay completely drugged up and you don't sleep. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I know this is recorded and watched by a lot of people. I'm joking. But all right, it's 10:20. I still have some preparation to do for the 11 o'clock RHINOHUB. Today is actually going to be almost like a secondary orientation. We're going to sign up to all the different communities, all the different forums, get all of our logins, join the different Twitter accounts and LinkedIn's, and subscribe to the YouTubes. Let's go ahead and identify how to create a good LinkedIn page, and just more stuff, right? Like I want at the end of today for everyone to say, okay, I have all the resources. I know what this program is. Now I have everything that I need. Now tomorrow we start learning, which actually allows me some time to learn the curriculum a little bit more, because I thought I had what I needed, but I didn't actually have everything. So that's okay, right? The show must go on. So love you, love you, love you. I will see all you later. All right, bye.